Dudes, this is the third in our 4-part series on how to unlock your hamstrings to help you kick better and again get you out of pain, help your lower back. The first two weren't actually hamstring stretches, they were how to unlock your hamstrings through doing other bits. Hopefully you've already watched them. This is your first proper hamstring stretch. To start off with, we're going to do a double leg hamstring stretch. Livy's showing you the first variation now, which is your normal sit down, legs straight, toes up, lean forwards down your legs. Okay, now I'm going to tell you the positives and negatives to these as we go. So she's using the belt around her ankles, helps if you're not that flexible, and for me also it helps kind of, when I'm grabbing and pulling, it's quite, it tenses you up, which is the opposite to what we want. We want to try and relax. So literally just holding them as far down as you can and relaxing, you naturally kind of pull yourself forward, and if you need to add a little bit of tension, you can do without kind of really tensing up. So I find that helps a lot. Again, if you've got a knee pinch, hopefully you've worked on your calves before you started. If not, if you need to, you can slightly bend your knee, but no more than a tiny bend, and you should feel it more in your hamstrings. If, like me, you get a tight back, this does work your back a lot. So the key emphasis on this isn't curving your back, it's keeping your hips back and tilting forwards. So she doesn't need to be curving over. If you can't feel it, if you're curving over and you can feel it in your hamstrings, fine. If you can't feel it, make sure you're sat up straight, hips back and tilt forwards at that angle. And then even though she's now upright, hopefully she'll find she's probably getting a better stretch off that. She's going to do that while I explain another variation, and you're going to do, I'd do between 3 and 5 minutes on this. It's quite hard to hit the hamstrings as a double together, again, because they're kind of involved with the lower back, but we want to do this before we isolate them. Okay, so the other version, you're not going to be able to see my head here, but I'll show you next to Livy, is kind of, it's called a Jefferson Curl, and we're going to do a weight-free one. So this, again, it helps kind of open your back up, and obviously also gets into your hamstrings. So I'm going to go head down, shoulders curved. I'm going to curve from the top of my back, upper back, mid back, bottom of my back, the lumbar, then into my hips. And I am actually curving on purpose on this one rather than staying this way. I'm curling down until I hang and just relax into it here. And that helps to relax my back off as well. And again, I can kind of hold for 3 to 5 minutes, but what I would probably do on this one as a preferred variation, because you're going to get a light head, and it helps kind of enable your lower back to relax off as well, is hold this for maybe 30 seconds and then reverse it very slowly. So you're going to go lower back, mid back, shoulders and head, and then go back down. So it's a bit more of an active stretch rather than the passive stretch Livy's doing. There's a called a Jefferson Curl. I think it goes by other names, but that's what I know it as. And then each time I'm down here, I'm holding for kind of 30 seconds. Again, if you feel the pinch in the back of your knees, address the calves, but if you've already done that, it's still there, it's going to take a while to go. Rather than keeping your legs completely locked out, keep a slight bend, and you should then feel it in your hamstrings. The third variation, if your lower back is absolutely fine and not like a board like mine, is to turn your hips back, which we don't want normally, but we want it for the stretch. Turn your hips back, back straight, tilt forwards like a good morning, an unweighted good morning, and then I can feel that stretch in my hamstrings here, so I'm just going to hold and relax. If you're well conditioned, you've got good back, no injuries, you can have a bit of a weight to dangle, or what some people do is pop a small kettlebell here and hold it here, but don't do that if you start rounding your back off. Okay, so there's a few options there. I'll just have a play, see what suits you, and again, do it for kind of 3 to 5 minutes after doing all of the other stretches that we've done, and you should really start feeling those hamstrings starting to loosen off and being able to attack them individually in the next video. So the next video, we're going to attack the hamstrings individually now in a more sport specific way to help you for your kicks.